tank, rolling with the gang. You sitting out on the sideline tripping, I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin. Yeah. I'm okay.
So we know the challenge ahead of us with this opponent. Playing really good football, very efficient on offense. The two receivers and this running back make it go. And then, obviously Stafford, his ability to see it, throw it, and accurate passer. It'll be challenging. And then defensively, this is a young group led by, obviously the Hall of Famer over there, Aaron Donald, and playing at a high level right now, run and hit. They're able to get off the field and give the ball back to that offense. So this will be challenging.
What up, though, everybody, and welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I am Spencer Raxter, joined by Brandon Dent, one and only, the Detroit Kool-Aid. Eazy had to leave the show because, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson spun the block, so we had to put him in the bunker, make sure he's safe. Now, Eazy is out doing the grand opening of Crown MMA, so shout out to them. They got a gym opening up. Eazy's out there, and of course, as always, we're joined by JB Smooth and Chris Platte. That was Dan Campbell. Talking about the Rams. It's here, people. We are 4 days away from Detroit Lions hosting a playoff.
Bro, that's crazy to hear. Yeah. 4 days.
I still haven't even sat down and thought about it.
And it's a prime time game.
It's Sunday night football.
This is wild, man. This is wild in Detroit. Ford Field, soon to be named Dan Campbell Field.
Honestly, Dan Campbell's gonna get a statue, but when it's all said and done, I'm excited. We got a lot to talk about today. We got a lot of clips from Dan Campbell, from Amon-Ra St. Brown, different things going around. But first things first, we love basketball here. I'm a basketball fan. You're a basketball fan. Chris is a basketball fan. What happened? What happened last night? I was at the gym. I'm doing my workout. I get off the treadmill. I see it's 47-26 in the first quarter. Pistons are up. I was like, okay. All right, okay. Let's see how they bounce back. I finish my workout. I come home. My dad's got it on TV. It's 112 to 130 in the fourth quarter. I was like, what the fuck? Literally. Great timing, JB. What happened, man?
Oh my gosh, bro. This is what happened, man. We were in media row, right? I was sitting with shout out to my guy Jeremy Allen. I was sitting next to Pistons PRs, Corey and them guys, and we saw them go up 47. We were like, hey, man, you're up 20. We were like, maybe this is the night. And then all of us kind of looked at each other. It was like, nah, maybe not. And wouldn't you know it, as soon as the Sacramento Kings kind of woke up from the freeze that was going on, they absolutely manhandled Detroit. The physicality, the execution, everything just went to a whole new level. And the Pistons just looked completely out of sync, man.
I saw a stat that it was the first team in NBA history to have a 20-point lead in a game and lose that same game by 20 plus.
Of course, we're setting all the wrong types of records this year, man. It's been horrible, man. It's been an awful experience this season on the beat. But I don't know, yo. It's like if Cade wasn't, he's not there right now, and that made it a little bit more like, dang, what are we here for? Tonight, obviously, you got Wemby coming into town, man.
Yes,
that's definitely worth the price of admission. But you know what? All season long, people have been showing up and showing out. Pistons were top 15 in attendance. Went there last night, bro. It wasn't that many people. It wasn't that many people.
I don't blame them. I don't blame them, man. I wouldn't show up to watch that product either. But we had to get it out of the way. We got a lot of lines to talk about today. I'm going to give Kool-Aid a break from covering the Pistons because I know it is weighing on him mentally. So we're going to talk a lot of Lions.
Shout out to the Lions, man.
Shout out to the Lions.
Yeah. Hey, look, that's probably been the best thing this year. Obviously, the first 2 years covering the Pistons, that's pretty much all I did in depth. This year they added me to the Lions kind of coverage team, and being able to honestly go down to VIP tailgate and interact with Lions fans down there and be able to do some of the content with the fans and such, that's been a big spirit lifter, man. It really has, because the Lions fans, they're not just ready for it, they're confident, man. I'm not finding Lions fans who are just like, previous years when we went to the playoffs and we were just like, well, yay, we made it. Maybe we have a shot. Fans are all the way bought in.
The Booner Path.
That's been awesome.
The Booner Path is in full effect. The fans are ready for it. Heavies are going to be down at the tailgate this Sunday. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Hey, we got to get that interview in
there.
Oh,
for sure. No doubt. I do want to do one more basketball thing. It's not Pistons stuff.
Yeah,
it's
this
not
is
Pistons.
crazy.
This is amazing. So, Miami Heat, one of the best organizations in the NBA, notoriously great ownership. Heat culture is what they call it. They have one of the best head coaches in the NBA, Eric Spoelstra. And they did something for Eric Spoelstra that exemplifies Heat culture. And here it is. Miami Heat waited until Eric Spoelstra's divorce was finalized to give him a record-breaking $120 million contract. Now, if that doesn't scream Heat culture, I don't know what is. Shout out to Pat Riley.
Pat Riley, bro.
Shout out to Pat Riley.
Such a
man.
gangster.
He said, I'm going to wait until she's completely separate from you so she can't get any of this money. That's
I
awesome.
bet you any money that was all Pat Riley's idea.
Oh,
like
for
Eric
sure.
Spoelstra was ready to sign. He was like, hold on. He's
Yeah.
like, I don't mean to overstep here, but I know you're going through something. And he's like, why don't we just hold off on the paperwork? That's such a Pat Riley
Hey, Spo,
move.
step into my office.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you how this is going down, Spo. This is how this is working, all right? The lady, she's not getting any of the bag, all right? None of it. You bought her enough already. You bought her enough. This is for you. This is for you, Spo.
That's legendary,
That's
man.
how it
What
went
Braun
down.
did to me, we're going to do to her.
We're going to do to her. It's legendary. It's Shout out to Pat Riley. Shout out to Spoelstra. He deserves it. Man's a great coach. So I loved seeing that.
Hey, shout
And
out to the
Kawhi
thumbnail.
fully guaranteed,
Shout
too.
out to the thumbnail. Shout out to the thumbnail. Shout out to CD Deuce. Shout out to the Lions fans out there. And one thing that Lions fans will love to hear, Dan Campbell had a press conference today, his weekly press conference where he addresses the media. We have some clips of that we're going to play later on in the show. But one thing he did say is that Sam Laporta is improving. He didn't say he's going to play. Earlier in the week, he said there's an outside shot that he plays on Sunday. He was at the walkthrough. He was doing some things, and he said he's improving. So I don't know if that's coach speak to say, no, he's not fucking playing. But, at least he avoided a serious injury. That's because that would be such a shame, not only for the Lions to lose a weapon like that, but for the kid to go out there, the young man, to go out there to have such a great season, historic rookie season, #1 tight end when it comes to fantasy, PPR rankings, most touchdowns in the league by a tight end. And if he would have had a serious injury there on the last week of the season, that would have been a big letdown. But I'm glad he avoided that, and hopefully he'll be ready to go against the Rams.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, look, you never want to see a player get injured, even if it's like this. But to know that there's an opportunity and a chance for him to get back, and you got to think about it. It's not just what the team wants for a player to be able to be going through walkthroughs and be looking like they're gearing up to get ready.
Yeah.
It's about who Sam Laporta is as well, mentally. It's about what he wants to do, I think, for the city, for this team. And he wants to be out there with his brothers. And that's the type of mentality that I absolutely love in any player that steps foot in Detroit, man.
That's the mentality that they're bringing to the Lions. That's that mentality, that mindset, that culture that they talked about. It's guys that want to play football. It's guys that love the sport, love the game, and Sam Laporta is definitely one of them. JB, how do you feel about the quotes of him improving when it comes to his knee?
Like you said, I don't know if that's just coach speak or it's just like, hey, you're trying to ease the media a little bit and say, hey, he might play, he might not play. Honestly, I feel like he's not playing on Sunday night, which is sad, but still, I think the backup tight ends that they have right now should do just fine until the second week of the playoffs when you actually get him back fully healthy, which is something I would much rather see than him go out there again and then force an even worse injury than what he has right now.
I agree. Chris?
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where I was already conditioned to expect him to not play in this game. So to me, this doesn't really move the needle. I mean, it's progress. It's good to hear that he's improving, but I wasn't expecting him to play after that. And like JB said, the committee of tight ends that you have on this roster can get the job done. We talked about the stats with Hawkinson last year. This is something that the Lions do. The tight end is, for lack of a better word, disposable. So I think it allows them to go through this matchup and play without fear. But long term, you need Campbell more in the later rounds than you do here, if you are on Booner path to Super Bowl.
Yeah, for sure. And Pete just dropped a bomb on it. I just got to double check because I didn't.
We all got a bomb dropped on us with this one, man.
I don't know
man.
I don't know if it's true or not. I'm gonna double check and make sure that. Yeah, it is confirmed account. Wow.
Say it ain't so.
Marcus Spears, PFF College, Ari Mirov, Chris Lowe, Underdog NFL. Nick Saban has confirmed his retirement. Alabama head coach Nick Saban is retiring.
No! God, please, no!
That
no!
means his last game as a head coach was a loss to Michigan in the Rose Bowl. Nick Saban officially out in Alabama.
They are going to talk about, U of M fans are going to talk about that forever, man. But no, that's crazy.
That's wild.
That's crazy.
Is this a downfall of the Alabama Crimson Tide?
I mean, they're going to have to find someone to replace him. This is big.
Did they have anybody like, an apprentice in the wing or anything that you know of, Spencer?
I mean, the Saban tree is very deep. There's a lot of guys that they can grab off of that tree. You look at guys like Steve Sarkisian. Alabama is still one of the most touted coaching positions in college football, so they're going to get a top-level guy to come in there for sure. Bill O'Brien is, that's Shift God says Bill O'Brien is his replacement. But, yeah, I didn't believe it, because I feel like it happens every year, and it was Ari Mirov that did tweet it originally, but I've seen multiple different accounts put it out there now that Nick Saban is retiring from Alabama.
Wow.
Sheesh. He kind of goes in line with the comments that said he made after the game to his wife when she was like, hey, do you still want to watch some football? And he was like, nah, let's just go home and watch some movies.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, wow, did not see that one coming, man. Did not see that one coming.
Tuck coming to Bama.
Tuck coming to Bama. Tuck's not going to Bama. I'll tell you that. They can get a better option than that. We'll see. They're definitely, obviously, like I said, it's a top-flight program. They're going to get the best of the best to replace him. But, damn, Nick Saban out there.
Yeah.
Harbaugh is as Woodward Pistons Kool-Aid put in the chat. Harbaugh will be the last coach to defeat Nick Saban unless he pulls a Brett Favre. And I don't mean send unsolicited dick pics. I mean dust it off and get a job after you retire. So we'll see. Urban Meyer to Bama. Aaron Stoner says that would be. I would not be surprised by that. That would be a move that Bama should do.
I don't mind that one.
Oh, you know what? Urban Meyer to Bama would be.
Urban Meyer to Bama would be huge. Lane Kiffin.
Yeah. Just as a fan of like college football, that's what we should all want to see. Actually,
yeah,
that would be crazy.
That would be crazy.
Sheesh.
Another breaking news happened earlier in the day. Pete Carroll out in Seattle. Pete Carroll is. They said he's going to probably stay with the organization. He's going to move up. So Pete Carroll out in Seattle. That just opens another head coaching vacancy in the NFL. A pretty good situation, too, for a guy like Ben Johnson. When you look at the weapons they have, the offense they have set up, and a high draft pick, Seattle might be a situation where people look for Ben Johnson. I wouldn't be surprised if they request an interview from him pretty soon. But damn, that Nick Saban shit is crazy.
That's news.
That is news.
Bro, this is some of the biggest football news ever. Over a 2 or 3 week period, man.
Yeah. Michigan on the top of the college football landscape, and they just retired Nick Saban.
Yep.
That is pretty crazy.
That's sad to say.
That is sad to say.
Yeah.
Spartan dog. But let me tell you guys about Big Boy. We'll be back with some more Lions talk. Wintertime in Detroit is always better with comfort foods from Big Boy. Try the veal parmesan or the new Southern Comfort Chicken Bowl. How about breakfast? The stuffed potato pancakes are back. The classic lumberjack, Santa Fe Garden, also the new apple pie hotcakes that are too good to miss. Top it all off with a gingerbread shake for dessert. Stop by your local Big Boy today.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want on the misses. Join Maz, Dick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White & Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
Do you have football on the brain? It's already been a great college and pro football season. Hey, shout out to the Lions and Go Blue. Fall is also a perfect time to shop your home and auto insurance. Shop it like a pro with Swiss Insurance. They cover Woodward Sports Network, and they should be covering you too. Ask for Mark at Swiss Insurance today at swissins.com or call 248-800-4177. I had to give that little shout out to Pete, man. He's the GOAT at live reads.
Oh, Pete is electric with the live reads. What up, though, everybody, and welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights. Make sure you smash the like button for Brandon Kool-Aid Dent, JB Smooth, Chris Platte, and myself, Spencer Axter. Eazy is in witness protection because Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is after him, so we had to make sure that he is safe. But honestly, if you're just joining the show or you haven't heard, Nick Saban is officially retired. Nick Saban has coached his last game at Alabama. That is crazy to me.
That's wild.
We talked about potential guys that would fill that void. Obviously, Bill O'Brien is probably the top of the list. You look at a Steve Sarkisian, maybe he makes the move from Texas. You look at a guy like Urban Meyer, who has been flirted around with different rumors. Alabama is a top 3 spot in college football still, so we'll see what happens. And Saban never really liked the NIL stuff because other teams could recruit, and it wasn't just him that could pay for players. But
yeah,
man, he's the GOAT. You know, all due respect to Nick Saban, he's the greatest college football coach of all time.
Yeah,
I think that's what he will be remembered as. That's what he is seen as, and he had a fantastic career. So,
I mean, even in that game against Michigan, I know it ended in a loss, but I believe he coached that team up, man. It wasn't one of his more talented teams, but against the national champion, the eventual winning national championship team, I thought he had a great game plan, especially the adjustments that he made.
Oh, the adjustments he made were great.
Yeah, and I'm hoping ultimately that, like we were talking off air, I'm hoping that he finds his way in the media.
Yeah.
I want to hear the football mind of Nick Saban, and I think he's pretty funny too.
Kick out Lee Corso and put Nick Saban at the college game day desk.
Please do it.
Herb Street, Corso, Pat McAfee. That would be Reese Davis. That would be a great addition. And they're gonna have whoever goes for him, whether it be Fox, whether it be ESPN, they're gonna have to put up some serious cheddar if they want Saban sitting on the desk.
Wait! You're gonna kick out Lee Corso?
Yes.
The famous helmet.
It's
mask that he does every single Saturday. Come on.
It's over for
Lee.
Lee.
Give that to Woodson now.
Shout out Lee Corso, but he's a George Blaha territory. Like, everything's a windmill dunk to Lee. Two legends. I love both of them dearly, but like,
it's no disrespect.
It's no disrespect. It's just you got to know when to hang it up, and it's time for both of them to hang it up. And so,
not so fast, my friend.
Yeah, Lane Kiffin or Steve Sarkisian is what Booner's saying. Lane Kiffin, I could see that for sure. Yeah, we'll see. Like I said, the Saban coaching tree is extremely deep and rooted throughout college football, so they're going to get one of those guys to come over there and pick up the pace, I'm sure. But damn, it's crazy.
That's crazy.
Saban should host SNL, said the Ronin 99. That would be pretty funny.
I bet you will.
He's going to do a tour for sure. He's going to be on a bunch of shows. Oh, man.
Corey Berry, Spinny hates old folks.
I don't hate old folks, man. It's just like, you can't tell me that it's good to have those guys on the desk still. George Blaha, absolute legend, voice of my childhood. Count that baby in a foul, one of the most iconic lines in sports broadcasting. Time to hang him up. Time to hang him up, George. Like, you can't tell Isaiah Livers from Cade Cunningham and you think everything's a windmill dunk. It's time to hang him up. Lee Corso. Again, legendary. You know, the helmets, all the headgear, stuff like that. I knew it was done for Lee Corso when he called a child a midget live on air. I was like, all right, like, It's Lee's getting a little up there. Like, you can't have these dimension guys on the desk for too long.
Shout out Uncle Snoopy said Lee Corso is a top 5 old guy.
Lee is a top 5 old guy. We're doing.
Blaha's got to be up there too.
Blaha's up there. I just, like I said, man, no disrespect to these guys. They are legends in the sport, respective. They're legends in the broadcast game, but you got to know when it's time to hang them up. Nick Saban knew when it was time to hang them up.
Yeah.
Take a page out of the GOAT's book. And Lee and George.
That's a great point.
Love you guys, but come on.
That's a great point.
And George, you got to make room for my boy Neil, all right? He's
Hey, shout out to the president.
Shout out to the president. Wow. All right. Let's do this real quick because this has been a lot of talk, obviously, on Twitter, on social medias, with Matt Stafford coming back to Detroit. How is he going to be received by the fans? Will he be booed? Will he be cheered? What's going on there? A lot of people are saying, you can't boo him. John Matthew Stafford, you can't do that. A lot of people are saying, you better boo the shit out of him. I'm like right in the middle. I don't think you should boo him when he's on the field or anything like that, but don't cheer for him. Just go out there and make his life hell. I want him to be terrible. I want him to have a terrible game because he is the enemy. Amon-Ra St. Brown had some words on what he thinks the atmosphere should be like in Ford Field.
Lions fans, I need you guys to show out crazy this week. I know you guys already will, but it's been 30 years. Come on. I need something crazy. Like, the regular season was cool. You
30
guys,
years?
30 years since we had a home playoff game. The regular season, you guys showed out crazy. Amazing. But this is a new year. Like, you guys need to do the most. Be loud. Everything. Tailgates after the game. I want Stafford not to be able to think type shit, like where he can't even hear himself think. Like, we need you guys that OD this Sunday. But nah, we love you guys. Thank you for.
Shout out to Amon-Ra St. Brown and his brother Equinemius. Great podcast, by the way. You guys should tune into that. That St. Brown Brothers pod is amazing. And I said this on BDE. Amon-Ra sounds exactly like my boy Ron. Like, they sound identical when they talk. But that's his take on it, is he wants Lions fans to be going crazy, and rightfully so. This is, like he said, the first home playoff game in 30 years. I want them to blow the roof off of Ford Field. Lions fans, I know you guys show out and you show up. So go out there and make some noise for your Lions.
Yeah, definitely. And you know what, man? The GOAT announcer as well, Dan Miller, he had a lot to say about it as well, saying, look, it's time we actually put on for our guy, Jared Goff. You know, I know that a lot of people, whether we believe he should be the guy that we give the extension to or not, he's the guy right now that's leading our Lions into the playoffs, and he is going to be facing off against Matthew Stafford. And I'm booing every one of his names, all three of them. Yeah. All three of them are getting boos for me. But it's like, you know, I respect what Matthew Stafford has done here, and that's okay. We should all have a healthy respect for, honestly, probably the best quarterback in Lions history. But he couldn't get it done here, and I'm hoping that this Sunday, marching into Ford Field, it's another one of those pages in his book.
Yeah.
Put it on repeat. He's not going to get it done in Ford Field. And that the fans go out there and absolutely make sure that they uplift Jared Goff. He's going to have to play his best game in a Lions uniform, and that's what you want to see. I want to see Matthew Stafford uncomfortable. You don't want Matthew Stafford coming in here having this thing feel like it's a love affair. You don't want him just kind of floating on cloud nine, proverbially, and just feeling like, you know what, I know this field, I'm comfortable here, I've had big moments here, the fans love me. I want him to be worried as Kelly Stafford has seemed, walking into this game and have every single advantage from the mental to the physical aspect of the game. I want Matthew Stafford rattled. That's what this thing should be about. We've waited too long as Lions fans to have this opportunity for us to then go out there and not act like Lions fans. Go out there, be real, be tough, be true. Listen to Amon-Ra. Listen to Kirby Joseph.
Yeah.
Listen to Dan Miller. You know, what did Kirby Joseph say? I only know 1-9.
He said, I only know 1-9.
Free J-Mo.
Free
I saw your
J-Mo.
picture,
Yeah,
too.
dude, I love that shit. That's what it should be, man. I understand. I said it earlier in the week, that reel got a shit ton of traction. Shout out, like 100,000 views on Instagram. But I love Stafford. He was a great player for this team. He did a lot. He was my quarterback for a long time. He is not my quarterback anymore. I don't care. Jared Goff is my quarterback right now. So I'm rooting for the Lions. I am rooting for Jared Goff. I'm not rooting for Matthew Stafford. He is the enemy.
Yeah.
You do not cheer the enemy, especially when it's win or go home.
Yep.
I know that a lot of Lions fans don't understand or don't actually grasp the gravity of a playoff game just yet. If this is a regular season game and Stafford's coming home,
bro, give him the tributes and all of that.
Give him a tribute.
Show up in your jersey.
Give him the standing ovation. All of that shit. But this isn't a regular season game. Everything is on the line. Your season is on the line. It is win or go home. He is not winning. You are coming into the Lions' den. You are going to get the claws.
Preach, bro.
Like, be angry. Be mad. He is the enemy. He is what is standing in front of you in the first step to a Super Bowl.
Preach, brother.
Yeah.
Preach. And you know what? We deserve redemption down in Jerry's world, too.
Yes.
I don't want to sit here and be thinking about, oh, my gosh, is it just one playoff game and at least we hosted a game? Oh, shucks. I mean, skip that, yo. I'm tired of this. This Lions team, they played with swagger all season. Not to just come to Ford Field Sunday night and then get kicked in the teeth by Matthew Stafford and Lions fans that want to be a little bit softer. Hey, you know, Matthew Stafford, our greatest quarterback. Man, skip all of that. Like Spinney said, he put it correctly. I want to see this squad go out there and absolutely know that they have a home field advantage. Booing him when he comes out there for warm-ups, I wouldn't do any of that type of stuff. But when the team is on the field and we know how loud Ford Field can get and the type of home field advantage it can provide, Matthew Stafford, like Amon-Ra said, he needs to be able to not even think, man.
Yeah.
That's how loud and insane this needs to be. It doesn't need to be anything where this guy comes into town and feels comfortable.
Amen.
Not at all.
And I liked what you said, and I'm going to preface this right now. I'm not looking forward. I know it's all eyes on the Rams. We need to focus on the Rams. I'm not overlooking the Rams. But for the first time in my life on Sunday, I'm going to be rooting for the Cowboys. Because I want the smoke so bad. I want to go into Jerry's world and redeem that fucked up loss. I want to go into Jerry's world and smack the Cowboys. Yeah, bro. I want that smoke. I want that Cowboy smoke in Jerry's world because I know we can beat them. So I understand you got to take care of business and what's in front of you first. Number one priority, beat the Rams. But I want the Cowboys to beat the Packers because I want to go into Jerry's world and slap the Cowgirls around. But we're going to get into more of this. We got a lot more coming. Some from Dan Campbell's press conference, another Amon-Ra St. Brown quote. But first, let me tell you guys about Lady Jane's. Come to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience and register to win a trip of your dreams and all expenses paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament. That's right, no expenses spared for you and 5 of your best buds. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
At Planet Fitness, you can get energy without the judgment.
Hi, can you help me with this?
You don't know how to use it?
This is better.
Join now through January 12th for just 24 cents down, $10 a month. Never intimidating. Always free fitness training and equipment for every workout. Join today during the Big Fitness Energy Sale for 24 cents down, $10 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, January 12th.
Over 50 Metro Detroit locations.
Feldman Chevrolet is Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer with 18 locations. There's a Feldman dealership in your backyard. Visit feldmanauto.com to find the location nearest you. Since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, and first-class car buying experience. Call the Feldman Advantage. Catch Woodward Sports live from Feldman Chevrolet of Novi every Monday.
What up, though, everybody, and welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights. Make sure you smash that like button, share the stream, tell your friends. For Brandon Dent Kool-Aid.
What up, though?
For JB Smooth. For Chris Platty. I am Spencer Axter. Eazy is trapped in the safe bunker because Chauncey Gardner-Johnson and Eazy's ops rolled the block. So before the show, we had to make sure to get him in his safety bunker. So we'll let him out after the show. And he's got plenty of food down there, don't worry. But if you guys are new to the show, you're just joining. Shout out Eazy. He actually is at Crown MMA. They're doing a grand opening of their new MMA gym, so make sure you guys go check that out. It's awesome. Awesome place. But if you're just joining the show or you live under a rock, Nick Saban is retiring. Nick Saban is officially retiring. We talked about that a little bit. We talked about Amon-Ra St. Brown. We talked about the matchup. Are you going to boost Stafford? What's going on there? But you disgusting, psychopathic Michigan fans can now say you retired Nick Saban.
It feels good.
You can say that Jim Harbaugh is the last coach to beat Nick Saban in college football. Unless, like I said, unless he pulls a Brett Favre. And I'm not talking about schlong picks. I'm talking about coming back for another team. We'll see. I highly doubt that happens. So you guys get another flower in your cap. Next up, we got some comments. Dan Campbell met with the media today, his weekly press conference addressing the media. He talked about Sam Laporta a little bit, how he's improving, but he's not sure it's going to be a game time decision whether he plays or not. But he also talked about everybody saying Stafford returning to Detroit. Stafford, his first playoff game in Detroit, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Jared Goff also has a lot on the line in this game, too. Jared Goff going against the team that threw him away, the coach that threw him away, the team that said he can't get it done, that drafted him, his hometown team. Dan Campbell addressed that and what this game might mean for Jared Goff and his revenge against the Rams.
How do you see him carrying that into this weekend?
Well, look, I don't think you're going to see anything different than what he's been. I don't think he's going to say anything different. I mean, it's human nature to feel a certain way when, you would feel the same way. And that's just human nature. But I think he's handled it all well. I don't think this is going to be something that he loses sleep over, that he loses focus on. He understands this. If you really feel that way, the best way to do it is to play the very best football you can play. And for him, that means I got to go back to the walkthrough, the meeting rooms, the walkthrough, the practice. I got to be on point, my footwork, the run checks, I got to read the coverage, I got to read this top down, I got to get the progress, all those little things that come with playing the position. He's got to be on it, and that's the best way to, to get what you want.
That's Dan Campbell's take on it, and I think it fits perfectly for what we know Jared Goff is. He is the consummate professional. He's not going to let something like this, scare him off, get him distracted. He's been in the playoffs before. He knows what it's like to play in playoff games. He knows what it's like to play at home in playoff games. So he's not going to let the gravity of this situation affect his gameplay. I don't buy that. I think he is going to go into there. He's going to handle his business. He's going to punch in, clock in, do what he has to do, and get the win, because that's what he's done. He has shown that he is a professional. He doesn't let the outside influence what he does on the field. So yeah. I think Jared Goff, although he wants this win, he's not going to tell us. He's not going to tell his teammates that. He's not going to tell the media that. But they know he wants this win. We know he wants this win. This team threw him away. This is like, I don't know, your girlfriend dumped you, and then she comes to a wedding, and you get into a fight with her new boyfriend. And you either whoop his ass or you get your ass whooped, and you're going to feel like a king or you're going to feel like a turd. So he wants this more than anything, and I know his teammates know that, but I don't think he's going to let it affect his performance on the field.
Honestly, no. Listen, man, when he walked into Detroit, I remember that first press conference. I know a lot of people have been looking at a lot of his old videos. I've been seeing kind of like the highlight and the tribute videos to Jared Goff, and a lot of the things that he said, just kind of personifying Detroit to his own experience and saying, you know what? I know what football means here. I know what it means to be able to get this team a playoff win. I know what it means to get this team to the playoffs. I know what it means to not fail here. I know how badly these fans want that. And he said, we're going to get it done. And you could see it in his eyes. It wasn't just about being butthurt about what the Rams did, but about knowing he believes in himself a lot more than the Rams do. He believes in himself just as much as Brad Holmes and the organization that brought him in do. And they all said it. Dan Campbell said, look, he's tough. Yeah. He's resilient. He's a winner. And he will win for us here. And it's that type of stuff, honestly, that whether or not he may have some ducks, as you call as you do,
he definitely does.
The mindset that he has and the ability to kind of go out there and put it all together. Like let's think about what we're actually talking about when we say Jared Goff. He just won the division for the Detroit Lions as a starting quarterback First time ever.
Yeah.
Ever. Like we probably all sat here before this and all wondered how much longer is it going to be before we host a game, a playoff game? How much longer before we actually win the NFC North?
Yeah.
And these are things that Jared Goff, over any other quarterback that's ever played here, including Matthew Stafford, he could say, I did this. Now, I'm glad that he also has this kind of mindset that the job's not done yet and that the Lions are carrying that swagger too. If Jared Goff makes this about his storyline, I think that's the wrong thing. I think as long as he continues to make it about his team, makes it about the success that they can have, makes it about the fact that Dan Campbell, Ben Johnson, and Aaron Glenn, they're going to come to the table with a great game plan.
Yeah.
As long as he continues to make it about that and supporting his guys, and obviously the analytics of it all, the analysis of it all, play a clean game, that's what Jared Goff has to be about. And as long as he's that, I believe the Lions are going to have a great opportunity to have this be a storybook ending for Jared Goff. Play football, let the rest of the stuff take care of itself.
I agree. And, I've said a lot about Jared Goff in my time on the mic. I've said a lot of the things that I dislike about Jared Goff in my time at the mic. But one thing I've never said about him is that, or one thing I've always said about him is that he is a professional. That's what he is. He's since day one, he's a professional. He goes in there, he takes care of business. He's not going to do anything crazy. He's not going to let his emotions affect him. He is not going to let the gravity of the game affect him. And he's been in this situation before. Hosting a home playoff game as a division championship is nothing new to Jared Goff. He has done this before. So I wouldn't say the lights are going to be too bright for him. Again, there is a little bit of extra spice on it when you see Sean McVay and you see those Rams colors walking through the tunnel because, yeah, it should piss you off. And I hope it pisses him off. And as a competitor, I think it will piss him off. Because every competitor will see that. They'll see the team that threw you away, that casted you aside, and they'll be like, all right, motherfucker, here's one for you. Here's one to take home. So I expect him to be the Jared Goff that we've seen all year. I expect him to go out there, perform well, and I expect the Lions to win this game. JB, how do you feel about the Jared Goff revenge game that not many people are talking about? They're talking a lot about Stafford.
Yeah, we're talking a whole lot about Stafford, which is kind of weird and odd. But as you said, Spencer, this former franchise that he was with just threw him away like he was one of Andy's toys from Toy Story. You got to look at it from this way.
I don't want to play with you anymore.
They just dropped him over here. You got to be thinking this way. I fully think that Jared Goff is locked in for this game. If you don't think that he's not been waiting for an opportunity to go back up against his franchise with a complete team of what she has right now, you've got to be kidding. I think he is more locked in than anything ever. And I know how a lot of people say don't piss off Matthew Stafford because he could have one of those games. What about don't piss off Jared Goff? Because he could have one of those games to where he is just Hey, I'm believing it. I'm buying into the Kool-Aid, and I truly believe that don't piss off Jared Goff because he could have one of those games once again where he's just on fire. So,
yeah, I mean, we threw for, 5 touchdowns against the Broncos? What's to say he can't do it against the Rams?
Bro, he marched in the Lambeau Field, and not only did the fans take over Lambeau, but Jared Goff took over Lambeau.
Yeah, last year in
That's
the cold.
epic.
Yeah.
Bro, how many times did we see quarterbacks going to Lambeau? I mean, even games where we were supposed to win, like the Flynn game, just lives in my mind rent-free. But instead, Goff walked in, and he's had some feats that we haven't seen other quarterbacks have here. I want to see Goff go into this game and absolutely, you got to take it personal for your own self.
Yeah.
Don't make it personal to your team, but yourself, man. Have some type of standard. You know what I mean? Don't be pining over the team that got away, the team that threw you away. Because you know what's different about this opportunity with the Lions? It's the fact that this team actually believes in him. I don't know how much the Rams ever believed in Goff beyond like his first couple years. Mm-hmm. These guys believe in him. They're going to bat for him. The coach is standing up for him. The GM is standing up for him. And this is in contrast to the former team that everybody from the top down was basically like, Jared Goff, like they wouldn't even commit to him, bro. Like
they wouldn't let him call his own play. They wouldn't let him call audibles.
Skip that, bro. Now all of a sudden, the keys are in your hands. There's no more driver's permit. This is your car to drive. And it's fitting that it's in the Motor City. And I want to see Jared Goff go out there and absolutely go ham. This has to be the cleanest game he's played. It has to be the meanest game he's played. It has to be the one where he's thinking outside the box and he's absolutely trying to throw darts and daggers all game long.
Yeah.
All game long, man. Because you know what? Losing now but beating them next regular season, that's not
Doesn't
it, bro.
mean anything.
That's not it.
No. This will mean more.
Yeah.
Chris, how you feeling?
I mean, come on, guys. You know he has the opportunity to do the best thing ever, right? Like, go out there, ball, walk out to the press conference, Tupac, hit him up. That's why I fucked your bitch. And just come out there and talk that shit. I know he won't do that. He's a professional guy. He's a nice
that type of guy.
He's a nice guy. But come on, man. Do it.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. I hope, because as much as I don't think we should give him $50 million a year that I've explained, and I don't think he is the top talent when it comes to quarterback, he is our quarterback. I want him to succeed. This is my team, the Detroit Lions. I want him to have the best game he's ever played every single time he steps on the field. Anytime we've said anything about Goff, I've always added the caveat, and I pray to God I'm wrong, because I'll be the happiest person in the room. So go out there and show them why they should have kept you, JG. I hope you can do it. I feel like you should be able to. We are a better team than the Rams. I'm not worried about the Rams defense disrupting the Lions offense. It's the other one that I'm worried about. But we'll see what happens. But first, Kool-Aid, why don't you tell us about Fairway Packing?
Hey, definitely, man. Look, for over 60 years, Fairway Packing Co. has provided Michigan's finest restaurants, hotels, and casinos with prime beef, Wagyu beef, and dry-aged beef. Experience the Fairway difference for yourself today. Visit the steak shop in Grosse Pointe Woods for grab-and-go steaks or order online at fairwaypacking.com.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Boner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune in to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Boner and Broder. Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel. How would you like to win not one, but two vehicles of your choice? One for you and one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Get to Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter for your chance to win. Courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
R.I.P. to the same old Lions. Big thanks to Sheila, Brad, and Dan for putting them to rest. And guess what else has found its grave? Same old rock, paper, scissors. Jack Labrador has revolutionized the tired game with two new symbols and a franchise-changing three-point play. Discover the action at jacklabrador.gg now and find out why, once you go Jack, you never go back. What up, though, everybody, and welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live on Woodward Sports. I am Spencer Exter. He is Brandon Kool-Aid Dent. We have JB Smooth on the ones and twos and Chris Platte in the TD booth. Appreciate you all for joining us. Make sure you smash that like button unless you think the Rams are going to win. If you don't like the stream, that just means you think the Rams are going to win. And we might know, or we might not know, Kool-Aid might not know, but Jesus knows. He's always watching. So he knows if you liked or not.
If you haven't liked the stream, what the hell are you doing?
Yes. Shout out Jeff Iafrady. If you're just joining the show, we did a lot of topics already. We talked about the Jared Goff revenge game, Amon-Ra St. Brown on his expectations for the fans, and the breaking news that happened with Nick Saban retiring from Alabama. Nick Saban's out at Alabama. Jim Harbaugh, last head coach to beat him in college football. J.J. McCarthy, last quarterback to beat Alabama in college football. Sorry, that's tough for me to get out. But
you're a professional.
But I'm a professional. I'll put my bias and hatred aside, and I will put the facts out there. Next up, we got more from the Amon-Ra St. Brown Brothers podcast. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Equinamia St. Brown, fantastic podcast presented by the 33rd team. You guys should check it out if you don't watch it. It is great. And they had DJ Moore on their podcast. And me and Eazy made jokes about it before because there was always Lions players on, and they never seemed to get any Bears players on. And we felt it was because Amon-Ra talks a lot of shit that Bears players were just like, no, fuck that. I'm not going on there with that dude. But they did have DJ Moore on, and DJ Moore had some words about the Lions defense.
Our defense when you played us.
Oh. Y'all got some low-key, like, dirty players, low-key.
Who?
What, y'all remember that y'all hit the crap out of Luke?
Oh, yeah, that's
Lucas
Junior
Patrick?
Cora. Junior Cora.
Yeah.
That's
On
your
the
boy,
wrong
Notre
side.
Dame. You're a Notre Dame boy. What do you do?
Yeah, I told him, I was like, hey, bro.
He hit the crap out of him. He ain't even had to hit him for real. But y'all defense was solid for real. That first game we should have ran off on y'all, like the second game. We had y'all down packed. Like,
I mean, that's typical Bear shit. That's typical Bear shit.
Wait.
How the fuck do you guys lose against the Packers? Please tell me that.
On me, though, I understand why you didn't want to play the Packers.
So that was what DJ Moore had to say about the Detroit Lions defense. And if you're not aware, he's talking about a play where the Lions had an interception or a fumble recovery, or what they thought was, so they're running down the sidelines. DJ Moore is coming out to try to make a tackle, or it wasn't DJ Moore, it was one of their offensive linemen coming out to try to make a tackle. Julian Okwara cracked his ass, put him on the ground. Like, it was kind of dirty, but I mean, it was a crackback block.
But listen to DJ Moore talk. Now I understand why they don't have more Bears fans on there, man. Soft as what does Eazy say, baby crap?
Soft as baby shit, man. But he did give the Lions their props. He said, the defense is pretty good. You got some players out there, and these past couple games, they have been playing better. They held the Broncos to a low-scoring game. They stopped the Cowboys from doing anything really. They held the Cowboys, who were averaging almost 40 points per game at home, to 20. And then they had a good performance in the last game of the year against the Vikings, other than Justin Jefferson doing whatever the hell he wants, but he does that on everybody. With this defense getting healthy, with Alim McNeil coming back, with CD Deuce coming back, with James Houston hopefully coming back for the playoffs, do you think they got enough on the defensive side of the ball to slow down the Matt Stafford, Kyren Williams, Puka Nacua, and Cooper Kupp-led Rams offense?
I really do. I do. I know that they're going to get their numbers, but I think a defense that has swag, those names that you're naming, those are guys that believe in themselves, even after big plays might be given up. And I think that's what you need ultimately. The mental game is going to be one of the biggest aspects of this football game between the Lions and the Rams, and that's what I want. I want guys who know, you know what, you might have got one on me this time, but the next three plays are mine. Yeah. And that's what it's going to ultimately take. Obviously, the schemes, the players, we all know who these guys are. We all know that there's talent out there. We all know what Stafford's going to do. We know what Puka and these guys are going to do. But I want guys that in the trenches, and when the heat starts to get turned up, they turn up too. That's what I want. And I think with a guy like CJ, who's always talking, he's going to make sure that everybody's held accountable on that Lions sideline. Yeah. You already know that. And I believe that when you're playing a guy like Stafford, who can really put the ball in a myriad of locations, man, the Stafford windows, we all know what that is.
He was doing Mahomes throws before Mahomes was in the league.
Yeah, oh my God, boy, you talking about one of the things that aggravates me the most when people talk about, my gosh, look at what Mahomes is doing for the first time ever.
Sidearm ever.
It's like, bro, I was seeing Stafford do that when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like, come on. And it's like, you're going to need that, because this isn't like they're just going out there playing just some random quarterback. This is not Matt Flynn. This is Matthew Stafford. He's going to make he's going to make big throws.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen. And so you need a team that mentally can go in and actually handle that. And I believe that those guys can do it.
This is a tough test for the defense. This is one of the better offenses that they've seen all year. You look at Matt Stafford, and yeah, he's getting up there, but he's still playing at a great rate. He still has one of the best arms in the league when it comes to size of arm, like how far he can throw down the field, and the different angles that he could throw at, all the different slots that he could throw the ball in. If you give him an opening, he's going to put the ball in there. They have two fantastic receivers in Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua. And Kyren Williams, I think, is not getting talked about enough. The guy had a 1,000-yard season and missed a couple games this year. Like, he has been fantastic for the Rams as a running back. So the Lions defense is going to have to strap up. They're going to have to strap up. They're going to have to be ready. I believe Aaron Glenn will have the guys ready to go. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, CD Deuce coming back is a big lift for that secondary. Alim McNeil is huge. I think that's going kind of under the radar with CD Deuce coming back. I don't think people are talking enough about Alim McNeil and what he brings to this defensive line, because that secondary pass rush, a guy in the middle that can get to the quarterback and help out Aiden, is huge. And we saw him do that in the last game. And Aiden Hutchinson himself has stepped the fuck up the past couple games. He's got, 5 sacks in the past 2 games. He's been getting after the quarterback, throwing him around. So the Lions defense has been trending up at the right time.
Yeah.
And we need them to keep that going, keep that momentum going into the playoffs.
I'm glad you talked about Aiden Hutchinson, man, because this is a guy we've been expecting all season to do big things, bro. Like every game, as the games continue to pile on, people weren't going to just sit back and be like, well, no, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. People said, you know what? He needs to get the quarterback on the ground.
Yes.
We like the pressures. We like the fact that he's getting back there, but there are other players out there around the league who honestly showed to be or appeared to be a little bit more elite. And honestly, I think that bugs Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah.
You know, we saw him go out there, cut the hair off. We saw him go out there
Go
and start
about business.
Yeah, yeah. And now all of a sudden, these last 2 games, bro, you talk about being on a hot streak, bro.
Bro went full militant, shaved the head, and said, I'm going after everybody.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, something changed. And that's what I mean. The mentality of this team, bro.
Yeah.
You know what? They're never down. They're never down, bro. Especially after that Bears game. I don't care what people think of the Bears. That comeback win, that was epic, man. And I think it speaks to the heartbeat of this team, bro. It really does. To see Aiden Hutchinson kind of on this tear right now while we're getting help back,
Yeah.
man,
and
Stafford got to look out.
I think we got a sleeping giant in James Houston when he's ready to go. If he's ready to go for this game, that would be huge because I know he's not like he's not DeMarcus Ware, he's not TJ Watt, he's not Myles Garrett, but this is a guy who consistently can get to the quarterback and beat one-on-ones. And on the other side of Aiden Hutchinson, on that other defensive end spot, we have not had a guy all year who can consistently beat one-on-ones and get to the quarterback. So having him back will be huge in the playoffs.
Yep.
JB, how you feeling about the Lions defense?
I mean, I feel good about the Lions defense. I don't know what DJ Moore is sitting up here talking about, saying that we got dirty players. Doesn't every team in the NFL have a dirty player?
I want a couple dirty players on defense. I'm not gonna lie.
That's what you need.
Not like penalized dirty, but put them in the fucking dirt dirty.
Yeah. No crime's dirty, but you need dirty players on your team. Hell, I think we're alluding to the simple fact that other teams in the league had dirty players. I mean, the Legion of Boom, they were an aggressive defense right there that won a Super Bowl off of being aggressive and sometimes a little bit dirty plays.
I was about to say, you can say a little bit dirty.
Oh, yeah.
You can say it.
Cam Chancellor threw some dirty hits around. He's like one of my favorite players of all time.
Hell, even the Ray Lewis led Super Bowl team. Hell, they had some dirty plays there, too. Like, you can't be upset.
Steelers back in the day, bro. James Harrison was pretty damn dirty.
Oh, James Harrison. Come on. You can't sit up here and just say, oh, you guys got some low-key dirty players. Hell, all teams have dirty
Pittsburgh
players.
Steelers defense, man.
Yeah. Can't be nice. You can't be nice and play defense.
What did Terry say?
This isn't the nice football league.
No choir boys?
No choir boys.
No choir boys.
Yeah, I want dudes that want to bring the pain. I feel that. Chris, how you feeling about the defense?
I feel better than I did a couple weeks ago, and I remember saying on the show a couple weeks ago that I trust the offense, and I'm worried about the defense, but this defense has continued to improve. They've continued to go on an upward trajectory, and so I think this defense is solid. And I think that Dallas game really was the game to me, but it's still the consistency of the secondary. That has been the one consistent issue you can look at this defense as it's ratcheted up. That has been the one consistent issue, and that's why getting CJ DJ to me back is crucial, because you saw him make an interception in his first game. Like, you need playmakers.
And he lays the stick on people too.
He does. But to me, when I look at this defense, I look at this defense as a defense that is not going to get many stops throughout a game just based off of fundamentals like making the right tackles. I think that this defense where it's a gambling defense, and it relies on the playmakers, the interceptions, the fumbles, that's where this defense shines, I believe. And I think that having the playmakers like Kirby Joseph, CJ DJ, Brian Branch in the backfield, like, some days they're going to get burned, and they're going to get burned for big plays, but sometimes they're going to make those big plays, and that's going to be the difference in this game with the Rams. Are they going to be making turnovers, or are forcing turnovers rather, or are they going to be just getting burned?
But that's the great thing about them getting healthy on the defensive line and getting potentially James Houston back, because the defensive backfield is very opportunistic. And if you give them an opportunity to be able to snag a couple errant passes, that's where this defensive line and Aiden Hutchinson's streak comes into play.
Hurry up the quarterback just a little bit.
As they've been kind of ratcheting up those opportunistic interceptions, it's also coincided with what? Aiden Hutchinson going ham in the quarterback land. So it's just like, man, yo, you're getting a lean, you're getting hopefully James Houston back, you're getting kind of these schemes that are putting pressure on the quarterback. Now, you guys said it on this platform all year. You were like, look, do we need personnel? Yeah, but right now we don't got that, so F that. We need the schemes.
Yeah.
Bring the heat.
Yeah.
And since they've been bringing the heat, it seems like it's helped everybody on this defense because the defensive backfield, they're going to be what they are. We already know that. We know that. They're going to hit hard. They're going to blow some coverages. They're going to get some opportunistic interceptions. Put them in their best position to succeed by scheming it up, getting these players, they're getting healthy, and getting them into the backfields. Make Stafford's life a living hell because we know exactly what that can be like.
I agree. And what did Dan Campbell say earlier in this week? He wants this team to play with a controlled fury. He wants this team to go out there, and from my perspective, that means hit and hit hard. Don't play scared, but don't play stupid.
Like them Tracy Walker smacks earlier in the season.
Yeah. Don't give these stupid penalties, but if you got a free shot on somebody, you take it and you let that motherfucker feel it. Because this is the playoffs now. Shit's not sweet anymore. We'll be right back. We got to go to break. We're going to talk about this NFL PA Pro Bowl list, or All-Pro list, and what's going on there. But first, let me tell you guys about Hamlin Pub. Have you ever wanted a bar where you're a regular? We have the place for you. Head to one of Hamlin Pub's 7 locations and experience where everyone's a regular. They got half-off pizza on Thursdays, food and drink specials for all NFL games and every Michigan sports game. So experience your new favorite pub for all things sports. Hamlin Pub, where everyone is a regular.
Have you ever wondered where all the finest restaurants get their steaks? It's Fairway Packing Company, providing Michigan restaurants, hotels, and casinos with prime beef for over 60 years. But now you can buy these cuts of meat for yourself at the Steak Shop by Fairway Packing Company. Prime porterhouse, A5 Japanese New York strip steak, dry aged Wagyu beef tomahawk. Delicious. Get to the Steak Shop today. Enjoy fine wine, have a private party, and get the finest cuts of meat anywhere. The Steak Shop on Mack Avenue in Grosse Pointe Woods, or order online, fairwaypacking.com.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
Lions fan, it's the moment we've been waiting for. After 30 years, the playoffs are here in Detroit. Join us for the Ultimate Lions VIP Tailgate this Sunday, hosted by Bullseye Event Group and sponsored by Long Drink, as the Lions take on Matthew Stafford and the Rams. Food, music, excitement, and a chance to witness history. Let's roar together down at Eastern Market. The Heavies are going to be down there. I'm going to be down there. We're going to have more people from the Woodward Sports family down there. We're going to be interviewing fans. We're going to be getting crazy. We're going to be getting hyped before the biggest game in almost Lions, last 30 years, man. So go to bullseyeeventgroup.com to get your tickets today because you're not going to want to miss it.
What up, though, everybody, and welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live on Woodward Sports. Make sure you smash that like button. It does more than you guys could ever know. It helps us get out there in the ether and put our content out for Brandon Kool-Aid Dent, for JB Smooth, for Chris Platte. I am Spencer Axter. We are the Heavyweights. If you're just joining the show, we've done Lions, because it is the biggest week of the year. It is playoff week.
What else is on the plate?
Lions, more Lions. But also breaking news that happened during our show. Nick Saban has officially retired. He is out at Alabama. So you Michigan fans, you disgusting dirtballs, you could say you not only won a national championship, but you retired Nick Saban. Pretty crazy.
Spenny's such a true professional, man.
Yeah, I do what I can, man. But I just saw it in the chat. They're talking about Jack Campbell. And I forget who it was. Brian Perry asked me about. I said something about Jack Campbell being crazy, and like, yeah, that it's been told to us from sources inside the locker room, like his teammates, that during pre-games, he doesn't listen to music. He doesn't put headphones in. Wow. He just stands in the corner and stares at the ground like a psychopath. And I love that shit. I love that energy, bro. I love that shit. Personally, I love it. You look at every great middle linebacker in NFL history, they got a little crazy in them. Luke Kuechly, Brian Urlacher, Ray Lewis literally killed a guy. Like these are not nice dudes. You need a little crazy. You need a little crazy in you. And he plays the game like a psychopath. Man. He lives, breathes, eats football. He runs around there, blows people up, makes big hits. He played great against Minnesota.
I was gonna say, he looked good.
I coined him the meat missile. Earlier in the season, I just thought of Jack the Ripper for some reason.
Ooh.
And I like that.
With this new information,
because he's a crazy person.
Yeah, I like that.
I like Jack the Ripper, too. But
that's a bar, bro.
I'm excited to see. I think Jack Campbell next year is going to take such a huge jump as a player. Like, he is going to be a problem for offenses next year. But I'm excited to see him bring that energy into the playoffs. Because past few games, he's been playing really well.
Yep. That makes me very, very excited because it seemed like he's been learning the game as the year has gone on. But the last few games, it seemed like something clicked.
Yeah.
And I believe that the change in the schemes also helps as well. It gets them, in my opinion, more moving forward and less dropping back. And it's giving them an opportunity to really, really make plays and do what he does best, and that's hit. That's hit, folks.
Yeah.
And he's been doing that. And you know what I've loved? Like, from Jack Campbell to Aiden Hutchinson, is it just me, or has it seemed like the hits and throwing the players to the ground has just gone up just tremendously?
Yeah.
Like, I saw a couple plays and I was like, oh, that's Aiden Hutchinson. Like, you can't even really see the number when he's going into the backfield, but the way he just hits somebody and just throws them, I'm just like, that's what I like to see. That's what I love to
for
see.
Human life.
Yeah, just I don't care. We're on the field right now, so it's a battle.
I remember when we went to camp, when me and Eazy went to camp at the beginning of the season, to training camp, and I saw Jack Campbell, and he was standing next to Aiden Hutchinson, and I was like, damn, he's already a big ass motherfucker. Like, he is a big dude, man. He's got some size on him, and yeah, when he comes, he brings that controlled fury, and you're gonna feel it if Jack the Ripper gets his claws into you. So I'm
like
excited
that.
for that.
Bro, that's got to be a T-shirt.
Jack the Ripper.
Yeah,
we should make that.
I like that one. I like that one. That's a good one.
But now we got a little negative to throw in there, not by us, but the NFLPA now. This is the second year the NFL Players Association has released their All-Pro list. So this isn't the official All-Pro list, but this is the one voted on by the players. And something stood out to me when they released it. No Detroit Lion made first-team All-Pro for the NFLPA's All-Pro list. Chris, can you put this up there?
Trash.
There are three spots that really make me mad. That's tight end, that's right tackle, and that's center.
Wide receiver.
Bro, I hit you up right away. Like, where the frick is Sewell?
Where is Sewell? Yeah. Lane Johnson, respect him. He's been the best right tackle in the NFL for a long time. He's not anymore. Penei Sewell is the best offensive lineman in the NFL. He is a first-team All-Pro.
Preach on that one, bro.
He is a first-team All-Pro. He is making that list. Jason Kelsey, again, has been the best center in the league for a long time. He was not this year. Frank Ragnow was the best center in the NFL this year. He is a first-team All-Pro. He will make that list. And tight end, Travis Kelce. I'm sorry I'm going at the Kelce's like this, but he has been the best tight end in the league for a while. Not this year.
Not this
year. Sam Laporta, that one you can argue. If you're going to argue one of them, you can argue Sam Laporta. I wouldn't be mad about that, but he should be an All-Pro list. But an inarguable fact for this season is that Penei Sewell has been the best offensive lineman to step on the field in the NFL. Penei Sewell has been, regardless of position, the best offensive lineman in the NFL all season. If he doesn't make the All-Pro team, first team All-Pro, we riot, we burn something down, and we storm the Capitol. I know July 6th passed, but we got to do it again. We got to do it again. Because this would be absolute disgusting work if Penei Sewell does not make first team All-Pro.
Bro, you know what makes this even worse is that it's the players list.
Yeah.
It's the players saying we don't know how much we really respect you guys. We don't. And I hope that leading into the playoffs, this is an opportunity where the Detroit Lions say, you know what? We don't really care about the outside noise. You guys will respect us because we're going to make you. We're going to make you. Bro, they put in the work all season.
Yeah.
They've done some of the best things that we've ever seen done in the Detroit Lions history, bro. And we saw how Amon-Ra St. Brown responded. I'm glad that this team, they don't really allow it to affect their games negatively. They've just continued to turn up and turn up. Amon-Ra St. Brown went out there even after he got hurt, man, after that dirty play. And he absolutely went ham. It was after that play that he caught the long touchdown, I believe. Yeah, that's what I'm like. You know what? This squad, man, whatever Dan Campbell is doing for this squad behind the scenes, they're going out there and they are just absolutely turning up. And over the last 3, 4, 5 weeks, man, of the 3, 4 weeks, this team has just absolutely been on one, and I'm hoping that it goes up even a little bit more of a notch in the playoffs. I don't think this is a squad that we have to worry about kind of succumbing to the pressure, going out there and feeling a little nervous or tight going into the playoffs. I love the fact that this is coming out right now because I think it takes your mindset to a completely different place. Rather than thinking just about, oh my goodness, we got to get ready for this game. It's like, wait.
This is what my peers think about me.
Yeah, this is what my peers think. This is what y'all still feel about us? All right, bet.
Yeah.
We're about to show out.
Bet. And that's the craziest part of this. Like I said, Penei Sewell is the best offensive lineman in the NFL. If you ask any GM in the NFL who they would want to start their team with, who they would want to build their team around, 100 out of 100 of them are picking Penei Sewell as the number one pick when it comes to offensive linemen.
How many?
100 out of 100. 32 out of 32 GMs in the NFL, plus all their assistants. So 64 out of 64 GMs and assistant GMs. If you ask them which offensive lineman you are building your team around, they are picking Penei Sewell. The man is 23 years old. He's 4 years younger than I am. And he is the best offensive lineman in the NFL. Give him a blank fucking check, Brad. Like, I know it's going to happen, but I can't wait for it to happen. He is my favorite player on the team. He is one of my favorite players in the National Football League. I love Penei Sewell, and I think it's disrespectful from his peers to do this to him.
Yeah, and you know what? The Rona 99, he said, respect is taken, not given. And this has been the identity of this squad. And you know what? Dan Campbell said it too. He said it too in his opening press conference that this would be the identity of the team, is that they're going to go out there and they're going to take it. We don't care. You may knock us down. We're getting up. We're biting kneecap. We're taking a chunk and another chunk and blah, blah, blah. And we know the spill. And it's awesome to see this team take on that identity, man. Like, we're talking about our players who are absolutely resonating with the coach, absolutely resonating with what the GM is trying to do out there. I don't know if we've ever seen this in the Lions team ever. I'm just trying to think back on it. It's like, it seems like there's always been some type of discourse. When we look back, there's been discourse with the quarterback, 50-50 on Scott Mitchell. We don't know if Barry Sanders necessarily aligned with the organization. There's none of this. You want to talk about harmony from Sheila to Brad to the other front office people like Disner to the coaches, the entire coaching staff. Like, it seemed like Brad early, when he went and shuffled around his coaching staff a little bit, said, you know what, this isn't in harmony right now. We got to do something that clicks a little bit different. And then to see the report about Aaron Glenn as well, about how well liked he is by even other players. It's like, you know what? This is a team that is fully in sync. This is a team that is listening to their coach, and they're talking like their coach. They're playing the way that their coach said that they would. Do you know how crazy it is to call your shot, bro, and you actually are hitting it? As a Lion?
It is pretty wild.
It's wild.
Chris, there's a picture in downloads of Penei Sewell staring down Aaron Donald. Yeah, and I want you to grab that for me, because that speaks to who he is. And when we get this picture up here, I want you guys to remember this. This is not this year. This is not when Penei Sewell's first team All-Pro and Aaron Donald is slipping a little bit. This is Penei Sewell as a 21-year-old rookie going up against the reigning defensive player of the year, Aaron Donald. The best defensive player I've ever seen in my life, Aaron Donald. A 21-year-old rookie going face-to-face with him. A 21-year-old rookie grabbing his face mask and not backing down, not batting an eyelash. This man epitomizes grit. He is what the Lions are building towards. He is everything that the Lions do great. And this is the picture right here. Look at that shit. Look at Jonah Jackson in the background. He's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, you know who that is, right, bro? Yeah. Like, Penei don't give a shit, man. That is the best defensive player of my generation.
I feel like he's mouthing to Aaron Donald like, you don't want the smoke with him. You don't want, hey, that's Penei Sewell.
He said, your time's up, old man. Your time's up, old man. Shit ain't sweet no more. He did go on to win a Super Bowl after that, but regardless, That was when I was like, oh, fuck, this kid is legit, man. And that was the week after putting Nick Bosa in a bread box. His first start in his NFL career. He goes up against one of the best pass rushers in the NFL on the other side of the line because Taylor Decker was out. He practiced at right tackle all year, had to move over to left tackle, Nick Bosa in a bread box.
And how quickly that narrative has just gone away. Like, he's playing out of position. He's not at his regular position. It's like, no, he's just good.
He's amazing. He is going to go down as a top 3 Detroit line of all time.
I believe it.
Penei Sewell, he'll be behind Barry and Calvin. When you talk about Detroit Lions after his career is up, it is going to be Barry Sanders, Calvin Johnson, and Penei Sewell. Let me tell you guys about Planet Fitness.
That's the mic drop.
Planet Fitness is the home of the judgment-free zone, where anyone, and we mean anyone, can feel comfortable and work out on their fitness goals. At Planet Fitness, you'll experience a squeaky clean gym that has tons of equipment, a full-body workout in 30 minutes, and all memberships include fitness training. You get all that for $10 a month, no commitment. No matter where you are, there's a Planet Fitness close by, 50 in Metro Detroit, and thousands more throughout the world. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Savor the heart of home at Big Boy with our all-new down-home comfort dishes. Feast on home-style goodness with our Southern Comfort Chicken Bowl, veal parmigiana, and apple pie hotcakes. The down-home delight doesn't stop there. Potato pancakes are back. Dive into the richness of our perfectly crafted potatoes with our classic potato pancakes and our stuffed potato pancakes. Top off your meal with our new gingerbread shake, a seamless blend of creamy vanilla and sweet gingerbread flavors. Nothing beats the comforting taste of down-home cooking. Enjoy every bite, only at Big Boy.
Give your pet the best. Premier Pet Supply is hands down Michigan's best pet store. The same prices and all the conveniences of online and big box retailers with one major difference: family and locally owned and operated for 30 plus years. Over 60 brands of food with nutrition experts to help you. Same day, local curbside and home delivery. Premier Pet Supply. Give your pet the best. www.premierpetsupply.com. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live on Woodward Sports. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you share the stream. It helps out a lot more than you could ever know. For Brandon Kool-Aid Dent, for JB Smooth, for Chris Platty, I am Spencer Exeter. We are the Heavyweights. If you're just now joining us, you missed out on a lot of great stuff, but you can always go back and rewind. Make sure you check us out on Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, wherever you get your podcasts, and you can get us there as well. We've been talking Lions a lot. We talked Nick Saban. He officially retired from the Alabama Crimson Tide. But we're going to keep talking Lions. We just talked about how this team is getting to their full potential, how Penei Sewell is almost reaching his final form, how Amon-Ra St. Brown is playing fantastic.
Yeah.
And when you have a team playing this well, when you have these draft picks that keep working, you're going to lose guys. You see it happen to the 49ers every year. They get a coach poached off their staff every single year. Happen to the Patriots all the time. When you have a good team, that's going to happen. And we see it now happening with Lions coaches and front office. Ben Johnson asking to get interviewed from different teams. Aaron Glenn asking to get interviewed from different teams. And now Mike Disner is asking to be interviewed. Who was it? I can't remember who it was.
I think it was the Panthers.
It was the Panthers.
Yes.
The Panthers asked to interview him. We know he was a big factor in Sheila Ford-Hamp and the Detroit Lions mending their relationship with Calvin Johnson, bringing him back into the fold as a Lion. Here's what Dan Campbell, shout out to that, mad props. That took way too long, but happy it got done. Here's what Dan Campbell had to say about his coaches and some of the front office getting interviews during the playoffs.
Just what he does for you guys as an organization and why he is deserving of this opportunity, in your opinion?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a number of things, that he's dealt when, 2 years ago, a ton of it dealt with, the cap, structuring of contracts, free agency, and then it's just grown from there. Certainly Rod has groomed him to be a little bit more, and he's got a oversight in a lot of the administrative portion of what we do here. But he's been outstanding. I mean, he's worthy of a shot, and so we're happy for him too. But there again, the focus is on us right now, and I'm not going to go off of that. And look, as long as Rod's here, we're golden. So life's good.
So there you have that. Obviously, he's talking about Mike Disner, the COO of the Detroit Lions, getting a request interview from the Carolina Panthers. He talks about Rod Wood. As long as Rod's here, we're golden. Rod Wood has done an amazing job with the Detroit Lions, working their salary cap, working the books, making sure everything's in line, getting off of some of the contracts that Quinn Trisha gave out. Neil talks about it all the time. The Jamie Collins, the Trey Flowers, these guys that you gave these huge contracts to that weren't even playing. Getting rid of those, getting these guys in here who are making a difference, freeing up a lot of cap. Shout out to Rod Wood. He's kind of an unsung hero in a lot of the Detroit Lions' success. But on top of Disner and Glenn and Johnson getting these interviews from teams during the playoffs, do you think that is a distraction? I know Eazy hates it. Eazy thinks it's terrible and it should not happen. They should be 100% dialed in on the playoffs. Do you care about it as much, or do you think it's just nothing?
For what's riding on this game, I do. It kind of aggravates me a little bit. It really does. I do think it speaks to a testament of how this organization is run from top to bottom. It's not just our coaches, but people are saying, hey, we want your organizational fixtures as well. Because you look around the NFL, and there's a lot of dysfunctional NFL teams, not just on the field, but from the front office, even up to the ownership, man.
Oh, yeah.
So it bothers me a little bit, but I mean, a little bit of it is like, you know what? It's kind of validation of what our team and our organization is, the steps they've taken to get here, and that ultimately they are doing things the right way, and other teams out there are seeing that, and they want in.
It's true. It's true. I 100% agree. Everything, people say you build a base and then you build the way up. In professional sports, it's kind of like an inverted pyramid because everything starts at the top. And you have to have a great front office. You have to have great ownership, great management, and then it works its way. We definitely know that as Lions fans. We've seen the edge of both swords now with a great front office that we have now compared to a subpar front office, I'll put it bluntly, that we've had to deal with for basically my whole life, except for the past couple of years. So you're going to lose these guys, but I think that, it sucks that they're getting these interviews during the playoffs when this is on the line, but they're not going to let them affect this. Dan Campbell has put these guys, AG, Ben Johnson, these are football guys.
They're pros.
These are pros. They know what they're doing. They are Detroit Lions through and through until they get a better opportunity. And who can blame them? It's a job. It's a business.
Yeah.
It's what happens.
But they know that they're going to get those opportunities.
Yes.
They understand that they're next in line. You know how we know? Because this isn't the first year this was happening.
Yes.
This noise was last year. So it's not as if they're looking over the shoulder like, oh, my goodness, I wonder what I can get. I wonder what money's out there for me. I wonder what promotion is. They know that they're those dudes. These things, I think, are just kind of what you have to do as an outside team to say, you know what, we got to make sure that they know that we're serious, and they know it. I think that their inbox is open.
Yeah.
But everybody put your letters in. You guys understand we'll check them out when we check them out. So in terms of them, from their perspective, no, I don't think that this is going to bother them at all. They know that they're those guys.
Mm-hmm.
They know it.
And that's just what it is. As they're competitors too. Obviously, we know Aaron Glenn played in the NFL, had a great career, different things like that. Ben Johnson played college football, different things like that. But these guys, they want to be the best.
Yep.
And we remember the first time they were introduced as the OC and the DC, they both said, like, I'm going to go down as the best coordinator in Detroit Lions history. And that's the kind of stuff they bring. And as competitors, they want to be at the top of their positions, which is a head coach spot. So nobody
If
can
they're
blame
not aspiring, then what are they doing?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want somebody that's just here thinking, well, I've made it, and they're just kind of loafing, and then they're looking just for their next opportunity after they underperform here.
Yeah.
I'm not looking for that, man. I'm not at all. Paul Thomas said just in, nobody wants to interview Matt Millen for a GM position.
Yeah, that is for sure. That is for sure.
Times have
Mayhew got
changed.
one, but Millen, I do not see Matt Millen get another one. And we'll see what happens. I would stay away from. If I was, why is his name just?
Who, Disney?
Yeah, if I was Mike Disney,
yeah.
I would stay away from the Panthers by any means necessary. Because Mark Tepper is fighting for the worst owner in sports title with James Dolan.
To say that,
like,
man.
It's bad. It's a bad situation.
That's a great point.
I would not want to be over there.
Stay far, far away, man.
Yeah. I understand
Goodness
wanting
gracious.
to be your own GM, and it's a great position if that's what he is getting interviewed for, which I assume it is. Miss me on the Panthers. No thanks. No thanks on the Panthers.
And can you imagine going from an owner like Sheila to an owner of the Panthers, bro?
Man,
that'd be wild.
That'd be terrible.
That'd be wild.
And there are a lot of enticing jobs out there for Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson, though. Especially you look at now with the Seahawks job opening up. I think that's probably the second best on the market now behind the Chargers. Like the Seahawks, they got a lot of great pieces. The offense is great. The defense is loaded. You know they have a very good front office and ownership. They've been a very well-run organization for going on 20 years now.
I think that's a good spot for Aaron Glenn to land.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Seems like his identity.
I think Ben Johnson, though, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Jackson Smith and Jigba, like you get a quarterback because I don't think they're going to roll with Geno, but you trade up to get a Michael Penix or a Bo Nix, like they could be pretty dangerous on offense. We'll see. There's still a lot to go around. Maybe they go to Bama. No, they're not going.
Bro,
to Bama.
what a time, man. What a time.
There's going to be a lot of openings because we know Falcons, another great opening. That I like that spot for Ben Johnson too. You talk about the Falcons, they got a lot of weapons. The Patriots job, we know that's going to be an opening. The Titans fired Mike Vrabel. Like
that was just a shocker.
That is a shocker.
Yeah.
Mike Vrabel's a great head coach, but there's a lot of job openings in the NFL. So we might be losing one of, if not both of these guys this year. But right now, all we care about is the pride. I ain't getting pissed about nothing but the pride. And they got the Rams coming up. So we're going to talk about the offense and Ben Johnson coming up next. But first, let me tell you guys about Guardian Alarm. Customized solutions from real experts is what Guardian offers, which their professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. They also have 24/7 professional monitoring. You can call them anytime, day or night, and know Guardian Alarm will stay on the phone as long as needed. And of course, they have technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work and people who have been proven to care. So call them at 1-800-STAY-OUT. That's 1-800-STAY-OUT, and let them know Woodward Sports sent you.
We've just received word. The world's cannabis supply has vanished. The public is outraged and has taken to the streets in response to this tragedy. The individual responsible acted alone, and we can only hope they will make things right soon.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. How would you like to win not one, but two vehicles of your choice? One for you and one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Get to Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter for your chance to win. Courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Start the new year off right. Visit Dispo Dispensaries today for exclusive new deals. Experience Dispo Dispensary, a team that curates an unbelievable atmosphere, mixed with fresh inventory from Michigan's largest varieties of products. Come through our stores today or order Dispo Dash today. New year, new deals, same plug. Dispo Dispensaries, DispoShops.com, your local cannabis plug.
What up, though, everybody? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live on Woodward Sports. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you share the stream. Tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your grandma, tell anybody to tap into the heavyweights. We appreciate you guys for
Bro, you know
always
the grandmas are watching.
Oh, I love the grandmas. Love me some grandmas. Trying to find me a Gilf baddie for sure. We got Brandon Kool-Aid Dent filling in for Eazy. We have JB Smooth as always and Chris Platte as always. I am Spencer Exter. We are the heavyweights. We've been talking a lot of Lions. We've been talking firings. Pete Carroll out in Seattle. Nick Saban out in Alabama. A lot of crazy things going around the world of football.
Everywhere except for the Lions. It's so stable here.
We're so stable. That is so fucking crazy. We are one of the most stable, sought after positions in football.
That's crazy.
It is. Oh, how the turntables. So, obviously, we were talking about Ben Johnson, different places that he might end up if he decides to go for a head coaching spot. We talked about Atlanta being a good spot, Seattle being a good spot, LA Chargers being a good spot. And why all of those spots would be great is because Ben Johnson is a fucking wizard. Yeah. He is one of the best offensive minds in football, and he did something that only one other team has done so far in the history of the NFL. And this offense, Chris, do you have the graphic?
Yes.
This offense is the second offense in the history of the NFL to produce 4 players that scored 10-plus touchdowns. Wow. Only the second offense in the history of the NFL to do this. I don't know who the first. I believe it's probably the Greatest Show on Turf. I'd assume that's the team. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But the Lions are the second team to do it. You see Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, Sam Laporta, Amon-Ra St. Brown. 4 players all with 10-plus touchdowns. 2 of them are rookies. This man, Ben Johnson, is crazy, bro. It is crazy. This offense has been insane. We talked about it last year as a top 3 offense. I said it was going to get better, and it might not have statistically gotten better, but it's gotten better.
It got better.
It got better.
It's so solid. It's so solid. And you know what? It's the fact that they went and absolutely changed out their entire offensive backfield too. And not only did they not skip a beat, but it's like we got a better album.
Yeah.
How often does that happen, man? Chris, man, I know you're into music, bro. Like they didn't skip a beat, bro. This album is better than the last one, bro. I love these running backs that they have. Yeah. And you're depending on one rookie and a guy from the Bears who a lot of people thought was done, including his own team.
This is going from Good Kid, Mad City to Pimp a Butterfly. This is taking something excellent and going even another level up. Like, I know Spencer's going to disagree with that. But it's the most critically acclaimed album in hip-hop history. So
it's fair.
But
I have a soft spot for
it's just amazing, though, to be this as good as Lions were last year. Incorporate rookies. And then speaking to Ben Johnson, this is probably the best point to speak to him. Remember at the beginning of the season, we were like, Gibbs, where's Gibbs? Where's Gibbs? And he's like, trust, let it cook. Yeah. And we let him cook, and look what happened. Like he not only can take players, but he has such a eye for what to do week to week, game to game, that he can say, all right, Gibbs, we're gonna bring you along slowly. We're gonna bring you along slowly, but now you're at your peak. And look at what this offense is doing. Like that to me is very underrated in all of this, is the fact that he has the patience and understanding to let the offense develop, the ecosystem, as I like to say, develop. And that's what he's done, and it's been phenomenal.
And Peaceful Tim in the Woodward Sports chat, he put it out there. He corrected me. It was the 2013 Denver Broncos. That Peyton Manning team was the only other one to do it. Damn. And off the top of my head, team. It was Julius Thomas, Demaryius Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders, and
who's their tight end?
Julius Thomas. I don't know who the running back, whoever the running back was that year. I can't remember who it was, but I'm sure he was the other one. But yeah, this offense, this is a historic offense. The only offense in the NFL history to have 2 rookies score 10-plus touchdowns each. The only offense in the NFL to have a 2 pass catchers and a runner go for 1,000+ yards. Like this is insane. This is insane what not 1,000 yards, sorry, 10+ touchdowns. This is insane what Ben Johnson is doing. For him to have this team working at this clip with all of the pieces that were brought in new, with Graham Glasgow filling in that role seamlessly, playing amazing, with Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, Sam Laporta, all being first-year players in this offense, all having fantastic historic seasons for their positions, and David Montgomery, the best season of his career. It's amazing. And a lot of the props goes to Ben Johnson, and a lot of the props goes to Jared Goff, because you do need to go out there and execute this offense as well, and he has done that at a very, very, very good job this season. So, No Sean Moreno says Shift God was the running back for the Broncos. But this is something that Lions fans can't take for granted. Because I know a lot of fans are saying, oh, we're fine without Johnson. Look at these guys. Look at all the players. Look at all this. Look at the talent we have everywhere. You remember that Atlanta Falcons team. That Atlanta Falcons team that went to a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
That Atlanta Falcons team that had Julio Jones. That had Matt Ryan. That had that backfield of Deontay Foreman and I can't remember the other running back's name. They had Calvin Ridley. They made the Super Bowl. Matt Ryan won MVP. Matt Ryan won MVP. Not Tom Brady, not Aaron Rodgers, not Lamar Jackson. Matt Ryan. Skim milk, white bread Matt Ryan won MVP. Do you know why that offense was so good? Do you know why Matt Ryan won MVP?
Preach on it, bro.
That's because Kyle Shanahan was their offensive coordinator. Kyle Shanahan leaves. He goes to San Francisco. Matt Ryan's never the same. Atlanta Falcons are never the same. That offense is never the same. I don't think it's going to be that much of a historical collapse, but if Ben Johnson does decide to move on, they're going to feel it. This offense is going to feel it.
Yeah. Because we can't sit around and talk about how great he is and act as if his departure is going to be something that won't be felt. It will be. The one thing that I'm hoping, though, is that Dan Campbell, who has been, honestly, his ego and his ability to admit mistakes and his ability to kind of make changes on the fly has been why we've also seen Ben Johnson get the opportunity that he has, and including Aaron Glenn get the opportunity that he has right now. And so I'm hoping that Dan Campbell was already kind of have a plan ahead just in case something like this happens. Has some people on the staff that will step up, people on the staff that are learning directly from Ben Johnson. But you're right, man, because one part of sports is always the connection as well that players have with their coaches, man.
Yes.
And that plays a big role as well. The culture, though, on this team, the culture from top to bottom, I believe that you're going to basically be able to minimize the effects of losing a Ben Johnson because of what we do see going on here with the Lions. So it's going to be tough to see him go, but hey, welcome to being a great organization.
Welcome to being a great organization. We see it every year. The only difference for me is like we see it with the Rams and the 49ers. You see it the past couple years. Their offensive coordinators go. Ben Johnson or Kyle Shanahan loses his offensive coordinator damn near every year. You saw whether it's a Mike McDaniels, whether whoever it is, they're leaving. But they still have Kyle Shanahan. The Rams, they lose their offensive coordinators. They lose guys. They still have Sean McVay. Those are the elite play callers, the elite play designers. Dan Campbell, as much as I love Dan Campbell and am happy he is my coach and could give him nothing but credit, he is not an elite play designer. He is not an elite play caller. That is Ben Johnson. So that's harder to replace.
That's true.
When you already have that established as your head coach, as a Kyle Shanahan being one of the best offensive minds in the NFL, you can get away with losing a Mike McDaniel. But will Dan Campbell be able to replace Ben Johnson with someone of his caliber? Is Tanner Strand that next up? We'll see. And obviously we don't have to worry about that until after they win the Super Bowl. So
I like that, boy. Put it out there in the EOS.
Yeah.
I love that.
How are you feeling about this offense, JB?
I'm feeling good about this offense. This is crazy how the sequel is better than the original. And if we're talking about music-wise, I'll ask you guys this. Is this team the Blueprint 2, The Gift and the Curse?
Ooh.
Or the Black Album? Which one we leaning towards?
Black Album.
Black Album's my favorite Jay-Z album.
Black Album?
Yeah.
Blueprint's mine, but Black Album second.
I'm feeling it. But hey, this goes to show why these coaches are sought after by other teams in the NFL as of right now. Ben Johnson is doing this thing with this offense, and it just goes to show. Credit to him and what he's put together on his play calling. So, hey, Black Album it is. It's Lions team.
Eazy's more of a Kingdoms Come guy.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
And K Drum in the Woodward Sports Chat says, you don't know what Dan Campbell is. All due respect to you, all due respect to Dan Campbell, I know he's not Ben Johnson.
Yeah,
he might be a great play caller.
Ben Johnson.
Yeah, he's. I know Dan Campbell is not Ben Johnson when it comes to play design, offensive scheming. I know that. So it's no disrespect. He'll tell you that too. Dan Campbell will be the first person to tell you that. Ben Johnson is a wizard for a reason.
Shout out to Corey Berry in the chats. He says, same with AG. If he leaves, I expect Kelvin Shepard to be a candidate. Shout out to Kelvin Shepard, too. He supports the network.
Sure.
He's always in the socials, man. I always see him liking everything and sharing stuff, man. So shout out to Calvin Shepard, man. Definitely.
Coach Shep is the man. He's definitely going to be given a shot. And they're going to have a great team to recruit a defensive coordinator. When you look at the guys they'll have in that room with John Fox, with different people that will be sitting in the room for defensive coordinator meetings. Yeah. If Aaron Glenn leaves, they'll have a lot of guys that I feel will make the right decision. But the offensive coordinator position is so important in the NFL that you can't afford to get it wrong.
Yeah, no, and I think that the overall, just the eye that people like Brad Holmes and Disner, I mean, think about how Sheila got to the staff she has right now. It was because of the right people for the job that she put around her. And like Spielman, who went out there and said, hey, you know what? These are the guys we need to be targeting. Disner, who said, you know what? Brad Holmes is the guy we need to be looking at.
Yeah.
So it's like from that standpoint, we went from nothingness to what we see today in a matter of 3 years because of the people, 3-4 years because of the people that she brought in. And I think ultimately when you do have that type of structure from the top all the way down to the CEO on the field, which is Dan Campbell, they're not going to have a hard time going out there and making sure they get the right people in place. But again, like I said, you can never replace the kind of human aspect of it, the connections that these players do have with their coaches. But ultimately, like we talked about earlier in the show, these players have a lot to prove.
Yes.
And they want to continue to prove it. And I think that whoever Dan Campbell and this organization brings in next to replace Ben Johnson or AG or both, if they wind up going on to bigger and better from here, I believe that those guys are going to definitely mesh and connect with this team. They're going to have to be a part of this culture and be a part of the same language and be a part of everything that goes along with kneecap biting.
Yeah.
Straight up.
I agree. Hey, tell us about Mark White. We do got to hop and break.
Yeah, definitely, man. Dreaming of a new home but feeling the financial pinch? Mark White & Associates, your trusted real estate experts, are here to help. Mark White and his team will pay up to $5,000 of your closing costs. That's right, I said $5,000. Call Mark White & Associates today at 248-290-8242 or visit them at markwhitesales.com. Again, call Mark White today at 248-290-8242 to make your dreams come true.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? You expand and offer more products to more people. That is exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. The same great service that customers have come to know and trust on Woodward Avenue, just south of 9 Mile. Check out Les Stanford in Dearborn today and find the brand you want at lesstanford.com. What's going on, everybody? Damn,
Dang, JB with the
yeah,
tune.
okay.
Show me where that's out in the
Putting the
soundboard,
fat
bro.
beat down. Make sure you smash the like button. Appreciate you all for joining us here on Woodward Heavyweights. For
keep that going for a little bit.
Braden Kool-Aid Dent popping the buffs on. We got JB. We got Chris. I'm Spencer. We are the Heavyweights. K-Drum in the Woodward Sports chat.
Spencer and Eazy hate Goff and Campbell.
K-Drum.
Spencer thinks Campbell is like him and Lot.
Dude's cousin. Must be cousin. Because I just said I love Dan Campbell. But if me saying he is not as good of an offensive play caller or play designer as Ben Johnson means I hate him, you can live in your fantasy land because that's just ridiculous. But we got to do it again, Kool-Aid. It's that time.
Oh man.
They're playing the Spurs tonight.
Yes.
We're gonna
go. I'm so happy
Chris's
right now.
time to shine. I'm gonna let
I'm
you
so
and Kool-Aid
happy.
eat for a lot of this segment. We're talking about the Detroit Pistons. And I just want to get this out there. I know there is a lot going on. I know this is the worst team that we've ever seen play basketball ever.
Yeah.
And they're probably going to go down as the worst basketball team in the history of the NBA. I don't care what happens. I don't care if you get the number 1 overall pick. I don't care if you get the number 2 overall pick. You don't make that pick. This Detroit Pistons team should not make that
Preach.
pick. You need to trade that pick. If you get the number 1 overall pick, you need to trade that pick. Bringing another 19-year-old into this team will do nothing. Will not make you a better team. Will not improve this team at all. You need to trade the pick regardless of where it lands because you need some guys in here who can actually play ball. You need some guys in here who have played in the NBA who know how to win in the NBA. So I don't care if it's the number 1 pick, you trade it.
Bro. Oh my gosh. Like when I saw that on the sheet, I was like, thank you. I haven't even really heard a lot of people talking about that. A lot of people are like, well, at this point in time, we need to make sure we get as high a draft pick as possible. Man, I've been saying since Troy Weaver said he wasn't making a splash last season that this draft pick needs to be traded. Obviously, it's protected right now, and they can't trade back-to-back first. So what's going to wind up happening is when that pick conveys and the Pistons do go to the draft, they're able to make a pick for or selection for another team, and then they trade that player as a part of a deal. And that absolutely needs to happen. I'm 100% in agreement with you. Chris, man, how you feeling about that?
Yeah, I mean, I've been saying this for a while. Like, at this point, you have a young core, and you have arguably too many pieces. Like, you have a guy like Ivy who may even find himself as an odd man out, but there are teams around the league that would be willing to build around this guy. This guy was one of the best rookies last year in the NBA and showed that, you know, he was given the keys to a team, and that team did not win a lot of games, but he showed a lot of growth and promise over the year. And there are a lot of franchises that would take a player like that if they're rebuilding. And so that's the odd man out of this team. You don't need to jam another number 1 pick in here that's going to think that they are the franchise, that they are the keys to the city. We know Cade Cunningham has the keys to this city.
Yeah.
We've known it since what was that, June of 2020, right? Or of 2019. We've known that Cade Cunningham has the keys to this city. We do not need another number 1 overall pick coming in here and thinking that he is going to run the show with Cade.
Bro, we don't need another top 5 pick coming here and getting 13 minutes a game either.
We don't. That's a great point.
We don't need
That's
that.
a great point. Like, you can't even play Asar, who's looked incredibly promising.
Oh my gosh.
Like, it's just, you have an embarrassment of riches as a young team. You do not need to add to that. What you need right now is you need to trade for veteran pieces, all-star pieces. I'm not talking 34-year-old Bojan Bogdanovic. I'm talking 25, 26, 27-year-old players that have been in the league for 6-7 seasons. They're on their second contract. Those are the type of players that you get to surround and support Cade Cunningham. And you know why? Because you haven't signed Cade Cunningham to his max extension yet. He'll get that.
Yeah.
He'll get that. But that'll be 2 years away. So take advantage of the salary cap, just like you do with the rookie quarterbacks in the NFL. You got Cade, Duran, Asar, all these guys that are contributing players right now on rookie contracts. Take advantage of that. Go get Mikal Bridges with the number 1 pick if you trade it to Brooklyn, a team that's looking to rebuild around a star. Everybody knows Mikal's not a number 1, but you know, you put him next to guys like Cade, Asar, and Duran, makes a lot more sense.
It does.
Use your $90+ million in cap space to go get some guys, whether it's through the trade or through free agency.
And
like,
both.
That's what, yeah, both. Anything at this point. That's where the Pistons are at. The Pistons are not at the point. They have young players. Now it's time to build the veterans around them.
Bro, I was cracking up, man. Just a fan says Spinny hates old people and young people now.
I don't hate old people and young people. They said I hate old people because fucking the old people when I was manager at Coney used to piss me off because they'd line outside. We'd open at 6 and they'd be in the parking lot at 5:30 clawing at the window to try to get in and get their oatmeal and shit.
Well, they're hungry. They gotta hit
Yeah, well,
Home
they can
Depot.
fucking wait. All right,
They gotta hit Home Depot right afterwards,
I
man.
got
Come
shit
on.
that I gotta do. I got prep I gotta do. I got inventory I gotta do. I gotta make sure my servers drawers are right.
Look, man, Spinny's a pro. He handles business
Yeah,
the right way,
that shit
man. The
pissed me.
correct way.
I wouldn't
Wait
wait
line, right?
until 6 o'clock on the dot to unlock that door, and it'd be the same 5 people every day.
Yeah.
Oh, what's going on, Steve? Hey, Sharon. I'm like, oh God, man.
But Chris, I think you're spot on there, man. You're spot on. This team needs to be worried and focused about getting on the same page right now. Not the team, the organization. Because right now you got Troy Weaver, who is setting this team up to be a young squad, bring in a more development-minded head coach, and be able to let the young guys run. You heard his comments to Woj. We talked about it earlier. His comments about what the core was is not necessarily what Monty Williams has acted like is the core, and that's causing the dissension. But obviously, if Monty Williams is your coach, Troy Weaver is the GM. He does not have President of Basketball Operations title, and which is a big distinction. If you guys remember, Joe Dumars had both titles, so he could stamp his own deals. But when the owner goes and hires the head coach and not the GM, that means realistically Troy is kind of working for the head coach. And right now, Monty Williams is not a coach who has shown throughout his career that he can go out there and win with a bunch of young guys. That's why they pressed for a CP3 to come to the Phoenix Suns. That's why he had some issues with DeAndre Ayton. Realistic, and that's not the only. I'm sure that if you ask some of these players, they would probably say, the younger guys, that it probably wasn't necessarily the best style that they vibed with. But right now, I want to see Troy Weaver go out there, put NBA players out there that can go, put players out there that mesh very, very well with Monty Williams' system, and allow this team to be able to honestly do what Detroit fans deserve, man. Let's get some type of winner.
I just want to see him win some fucking games, man. Is that asking too much? I just don't want to lose 28 in a row.
Yeah, and to go to Kool-Aid's point, like, one of the things me and Spencer, everybody was on board about hiring Monty was, look at what he did with Phoenix. He took that young team, got them over the next step. We now know that, the additions of Chris Paul, Jay Crowder, those were huge to this team. So, Kool-Aid, I want to ask you, who are the veterans you're looking at around the league, if you have any right now, that you're looking at? Like, those are guys that, can have the CP3 effect that he had on the Suns. Because his team, from a young core talent-wise, isn't far off from what the young core of the Phoenix Suns was. But we're now seeing that those veteran presence made a huge difference. So who are you looking at around the league as
look, when you're listening
veterans?
to their comments, and it seems like they're trying to find some type of way to honestly keep the vets and the young players but still make a leap forward. The teams that they're going to be able to do stuff like that with, like obviously I know Pascal Siakam, he wants to go to a team that he wants to resign with, but he does have a good relationship with Dwayne Casey, who's still in the Pistons front office. When he first got here, when he first got that position, his job was to scout college players. Last time I talked to him, he said that now he's been scouting NBA players as well, which means they're going to make some type of moves. Obviously, by January 15th, shout out Spin, dog. Oh my God. See, we need the two shots sometimes. But look, bro, by January 15th, man, they're gonna have their more options open to them to be able to trade for. And I'm making no secret over on Woodward Pistons and some of the coverage I do for the network about the Pistons. Jeremy Grant's a player who, the first time here, I know a lot of people didn't like the way necessarily he played, but there wasn't much talent on this team. He had to be what he was. But what we've seen him develop into with the Portland Trail Blazers is exactly the type of player that we need at the 4 spot here with the Pistons right now.
Jeremy Grant would be such a better fit for this team than Pascal Siakam, in my opinion. Because Pascal Siakam, his shooting stats on open threes and open shots, he's like one of the worst shooters in the NBA when it comes down to knocking open shots. It's really bad when you look at the metrics. And yeah, he's a guy who could score you 26 a game, but I think Jeremy Grant would be such a better fit. He already has the chemistry with Cade. They already like to play together. He can play defense. He can do other things. So I would take Jeremy Grant over Pascal Siakam in a heartbeat for sure.
Yeah, look. Oh my God,
it's a dangerous environment.
It's a bit.
Listen, bro, Jeremy Grant, you want to talk about some wins. The best stretch, and this is so sad, but the best stretch of Pistons basketball in the Troy Weaver era is a 10-14 stretch when we had Jeremy Grant and Cade Cunningham running the show. Second half of Cade's rookie season after the All-Star break. 10-14 in the games that those guys played together. Yeah. And honestly, they found some chemistry. Another thing, Bagley was out there running the pick and roll with Cade to perfection. I have no idea.
Why is Wiseman playing?
Why is Wiseman playing,
look,
bro?
man, look. Monty, the only quote we got from Monty Williams on this, and we've asked him several times, bro. I'm telling you, the media has been asking him these questions like, what's up with Kill? What's up with Wiseman? And for whatever reason, he just said,
what's going on with Bagley?
Bro, I want Marvin Bagley playing.
Bagley should be getting these minutes over Wiseman.
You're talking about a guy who can go out there on any given night and give you a good 15 and 7. I have no idea. That's one of the most head-scratching things. And Bro, it's a bench player. I don't even know why it bothers me so much, but it's just like it's such an easy move to make.
Because Wiseman checks in the game, and in the first 3 possessions, offense, defense, offense, he's already caused 3 issues. Like, he is just, he does not have awareness and understanding. He continuously gets beat under the rim, gets boxed out, doesn't know where to go, doesn't know how to position himself. Then on offense, he just floats around and he literally bumps
I think
into
it's
players.
organizational, bro. He's saying the same thing that the Pistons said last year when they got Wiseman. Well, he needs a string of games to really kind of prove what he is and blah, 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 blah.
He needs a string of games in Taiwan. That's what he needs. That's what will give him a string of games.
Playing next to Dwight Howard. It's not working here. Chris, tell us about Glorious, man.
Glorious Cannabis is back with a new ice water bubble hash infused pre-roll called Honolulu Blue. It smells so good. It's like the whiff of the first playoff win in 31 years. It's a gassy, aggressive strain named in honor of your Detroit football. If you haven't had one of these ice water pre-rolls, you are missing out. They're so smooth. Find them at Dispo Dispensary and get them 25% off at checkout using promo code Woodward. Visit gloriouscanna.com today.
Glorious. Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White & Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
At Planet Fitness, you can get energy without the judgment.
Hi, can you help me with this?
You don't know how to use it?
This is better.
Join now through January 12th for just 24 cents down, $10 a month. Never intimidating. Always free fitness training and equipment for every workout. Join today during the Big Fitness Energy Sale for 24 cents down, $10 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, January 12th.
Over 50 Metro Detroit locations.
What up, though, everybody, and welcome back. Last segment here on the Woodward Heavyweights. Make sure you smash that like button and share the stream. It helps us a lot more than you would ever know. Filling in for Eazy and doing a fantastic job at it is Brandon Kool-Aid Dent, the man, the myth, the legend. We have JB on the ones and twos, Chris Platte in the TD booth. I am Spencer Axter. We are the Heavyweights. We are going to show you guys where Eazy is at right now. Eazy is at the opening of Crown MMA in Milford. It's his buddy's gym. He's opening up. We got a couple of videos that we're going to show you. But first, I just saw this come across my my phone. It was per Bleacher Report, and now this is per Judy Batista. She's a Seahawks reporter. She said Pete Carroll says he competed pretty hard to be the coach. So while he said that is an amicable decision, he clearly still wanted to be coaching. And Mike Garafolo says Pete Carroll says the below he quoted her tweet. He says Pete Carroll says with the below combined with saying he's freaking jacked, not tired, not worn down, talking about the team's intention of having him consult, saying he's not sure what's next, and it's all up in the air. He would have preferred to continue as the Seahawks head coach.
Wow. So
it sounds like Pete Carroll was kind of forced out.
It's more of the organizational dysfunction that the Lions aren't dealing with.
Yeah. Wow.
Couldn't be us.
Could not be us. That is a Super Bowl winning head coach. That is a guy who was a play call away from being 2-time Super Bowl winning head coach. Probably the most athletic 78, 80-year-old man I've ever seen in my life.
True.
Like, I think he's 80 plus or something. He looked great. Chewing gum's the key to success in life, I guess. But that's pretty crazy that they just forced Pete Carroll out.
That's what I'm saying. If you were ever going to fire him, do it after that play in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
like, that
for
was,
real.
That was the only time.
Pete Carroll and Mike Vrabel, 2 great coaches, kind of forced out.
That's crazy.
By their team. That's pretty wild.
It's pretty wild.
But we do have some videos of Eazy. He's rolling around with dudes. So
well, they're not actually Eazy. They're of our intern Travis.
They're of our intern Travis.
Travis, who does social.
Oh, he's not an intern. Yeah, our guy Travis.
Shout out to Travis, man.
Dude, put some
Crushing
respect on
socials
him,
too.
Oh, this is Travis rolling.
Yeah.
Oh wait, Travis actually got moved.
No, that's Travis getting work.
Right, and here's another one.
At least he gets home runs on socials.
Yeah, at least he gets home runs on socials. Not looking.
Tap out.
Don't die.
How to take that was amazing. Take this back.
I feel evil right now.
Yeah. Brandon's a very high level.
Man, I wanted to see Eazy roll. What, Eazy didn't roll?
No, all of these are his.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh
second.
God. Eazy, you're soft.
Yo, he invited Travis out there just to get worked.
Yeah, that was all it was.
Wow.
He's dead.
That was all it was.
This guy Eazy brags all the time. Oh, I got a white belt with a stripe. You got your opportunity to roll with some guys and show it on the show, and you didn't do it. Well, come on, man.
Dog.
Sending Travis to the Wolves, go out there and do it yourself. You can't give the meniscus issue anymore, buddy. That boy's healed up.
I bet you any money he brought Travis a lot literally for that exact reason.
Oh, for sure. So he didn't have to get his hands dirty.
Bro, shout out to Travis too, man.
Shout out to Travis.
You know, the social team. Shout out to Booner as well, myself, Trav.
Yeah.
And all the content you guys also contribute. I saw that Kirby Joseph one where he said I only know 1-9.
Yeah.
That was due to you.
Hell yeah.
But shout out to him, man. He does great work. It kind of hurt my heart to see him over there getting worked over, but it's all right, bro. We got some wins on socials today.
Oh yeah, that's what it's all about. I feel bad for him, but Eazy, that's soft. You should. We need some videos of you rolling, bro. Come on. But shout out to Crown MMA opening their new gym in Milford. Make sure you guys, if you're out there, go out there if you want to get some jiu-jitsu down. It is one of the best workouts you can get. It's a lot of fun, and you'll get your ass whooped a lot. I know my guy who does my tattoos, King and Cross Tattoo. Also, shout out King and Cross Tattoo.
It's a dope tattoo.
Best tattoo artist in Michigan. Go check him out. King and Cross Tattoo. It's amazing. But he does MMA, or he does jiu-jitsu. Sorry, and he's like a blue belt. And he said when he's like just opening the shop, it's kind of getting in the swing of things now. But he was like, I kind of want to start like a vlog series of me, like offering to roll with a guy who wants a tattoo, and if he pins me or he lasts longer than a certain amount of time, I'll do it for free.
That would be epic content.
And so I told him, I was like, dude, we can get that work. That would be pretty sweet. But shout out to King Cross Tattoo, my guy Eric. He is fantastic. If you guys need a tattoo, go check him out.
No, man, your tattoo is dope.
Yeah, he did great. He's done all of mine except for the one on my back, and I got another one planned coming up pretty soon. But that'll do it for us today. Appreciate you all tapping in to the Woodward Heavyweights. Make sure you smash the like button. Eazy will be back tomorrow. But in his stead, Kool-Aid, a fantastic job as always. My guy.
I appreciate you guys as always, man.
Appreciate you, brother. Shout out to JB as always. Chris, I'm Spencer. We're the Heavyweights. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.